My dad has spent his whole life running from himself. His whole fucking life. What's going on? Get the car, get the dog. We're going to the beach now. Can relax, Dad. We're on holidays. We could be on holidays faster. Dad treats life like a race. It's like a job to get done. Get born, grow up, meet someone, get married, have kids, retire, dead. Good, done. Done, good. Life's done. Good. What's next? Looks like the afterlife needs a mow. Let's mow the afterlife. Let's get that job done. Dad never looks inward. He's just going, you won't get me, life. I'm going too quick to feel. You won't catch me. I wish I was like that, you know, just running through life, leaving a wake of mentally ill children behind me.
So I'm in therapy. Anybody here in therapy? Oh, wow. That's a nice response. Usually it's just one person that's like, help. I'm like, oh. Let's talk to you. Yeah, I think therapy is amazing. But I guess not everybody always needs therapy. Some people do need therapy. And you can usually tell who those people are because they say things like, I don't need any therapy. I prefer to be a burden to my loved ones. You're like, sir, this is an Arby's? Why are you shouting? You're alarming the children. I had to work on my self-worth in therapy because I kept attracting some of the wrong people. One of my friends told me this quote. She said, once you know your worth, you'll stop giving people discounts. And I was like, well, slap my and call me Groupon, baby.
Like at school, my dream at school was, you know that moment when you're sitting in the classroom, teacher at the front, and the receptionist comes in with a note for one of the students. And we know this note. It's usually that someone's forgotten their school lunch money or like forgot their PE kit. But every now and again, this note was something more. And whenever this receptionist came in, I was just like, oh, is it death? Is it for me? Just so excited at the prospect of being told something awful in front of people. Want to hear something ridiculous? All four of my grandparents died when I was at school. My parents told me when I got home. No one said a no. What waste!
My psychiatrist said that anxiety can lead to depression. I wish it would hurry up. Anxiety's way worse. It's like a sushi train, just different dishes every day. Sashimi betrayal, teriyaki brain cancer. Me so scared. And you're just up 3 a.m, texting all your friends. We cool, just... Depression's way better. You're in your pajamas, drinking custard out of the box in a Xanax haze. It's relaxing.
I have 4 younger than me friends who have said to me in the last several years that they were empaths. Not I'm empathetic, not I'm sympathetic, not I'm patient, tolerant, or kind, but I am an empath. Nope. I'm like Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. Like Deanna Troi from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Like a demon from Buffy. No, you are not an empath. You had a human experience. Someone was crying. You made eye contact. Someone looked up from their phone and you were there. And my buddy, who I love dearly, said to me, no, it's more than that. It's like when someone else's dog dies, I feel it just as badly as they do. And I was like, wow, do you feel the hostility coming off of me? You getting that? Because the word you're looking for is narcissism, and you're killing me.
When we were kids, my dad lived in this super exclusive gated community called Prison. And I really don't want me to be like just a total brat, but my dad went to private prison. Yeah, he did. My dad went to private. So, where'd your dad go? Merrill Lynch? Cool. Like, I met this girl and she's like, I'm from Joliet, Illinois. And immediately I was like, Joliet, Illinois? Joliet State Prison. My dad went there. Like it's the University of Michigan. Like, yeah, my dad, like class of 86.
The only way I found out that we were not as wealthy as I thought was the first time I went over to a slightly richer family's house for Thanksgiving, and we all sat on the same kind of chair. I was blown away. I was like, you've got 11 of this one chair type? Are you secretly a duke of some sort? Like every holiday meal in my house would be like, Ivan, go get the computer chair for Grandma. I'm dragging it down the hall. I wanted the computer chair. My mom's yelling out of the kitchen, no chance. You are sharing the piano bench with your brother. And you know it. We didn't have a piano, by the way, it's just the bench. My uncle's at the end of the table sitting on a yoga ball. Got a hole in it nobody can find, so he's slowly sinking for the entire meal. And I was like, I don't think we're as rich as I thought. So this was a problem, of course, when it came to buying a diamond ring. I didn't know anything about it. I knew I had to go to a jewelry store. I knew that I was going to interact with a commission salesperson at that store, which I was nervous about because I'm uncomfortable around commission salespeople. I'm very easily bamboozled by their tricks. I'm sure you can all tell this from my general vibe. Anybody watching this that works in sales, as soon as I walked up here, thought to themselves, this guy buys extended warranties. I know what I look like. I don't exactly know the kind of energy I give off on a first impression. I do know that it means if I go to any type of ethnic restaurant, it is a 100% guarantee that I will be cautioned about spice. It's not easy getting a medium with this face. Yeah, I'll have a medium. No, you won't. Not here, you won't. You had our medium? I doubt it. Guy looked like you got a medium yesterday. We had to call an ambulance. So you can have a mild and a milk. There's a lot of things I wish I knew going into this jewelry store. Number one thing I wish I knew about buying an engagement ring is you don't get to take the ring home from the store that day. Whoops, wish I knew that. They gotta make it the right size. So I just drove to the mall, maxed out my credit card, and then drove home with nothing. Like, gee, I sure hope they call. But they did call. I got lucky, I guess. I go back to pick up the ring. This is where it gets weird again. I show up, I was like, hi, my name's Ivan. You said my ring was ready? And the guy goes, oh yeah, okay. Then he goes in the back, he comes out. He's got the ring in a tiny Ziploc bag, like it was evidence in a murder. And he tried to hand it to me like that. I didn't even accept it. And he goes, oh, do you need a box? Yeah. Who's proposing without the box? That's the whole thing. How smooth of a guy do you think I am that I'm gonna kneel down and just dangle that out there like, babe! You wanna stay together till we're dead? They wrote my name on here in pen. Could be your name.
I like paying attention to ads. I don't have a lot of ads at home on TV, but when I'm on the road and I go into a hotel, I'm like, yes, now I get to check in with TV the way America watches it, with ads. You watch cable TV, like in a hotel room now, half the country still watches TV that way. And it's just, all it is just commercial advertisements and hurricanes. That's all cable is now. You go into a hotel and they're like, oh, you want a room? We got televisions in all of them. Old-fashioned, hand-cranked, rotary-operated television. It runs on commercials. Come on, Jenny, turn it on. All you gotta do is pump in a commercial sponsor and she'll shoot out a motion picture. Just like a Nickelodeon machine. You see these ads on TV and you realize they've been doing some of the same campaigns for decades. Like, you'll see some ad campaign, you're like, I remember that. Like an old soap opera where you re-encounter it and you're like, that's still on the air? Tom Selleck is still doing the reverse mortgage commercials. It's been 20 years. He's on every network an old person could possibly tune into, even accidentally. There's Tom Selleck. Hey folks, it's me, Tom Selleck. It's not my first time at a rodeo. I'm following you from channel to channel, yeah. It's me, Tom Selleck. Believe it or not, the mustache has a harder time breathing than the man does. Now, they no longer bother to tell you that getting a reverse mortgage is a good idea. That's not part of the pitch in the commercials. Now it's just Tom Selleck defending himself for being in the commercial as he's doing it. Hey folks, it's me, Tom Selleck. Some people have said it's somehow unethical for me to be in these reverse mortgage commercials that I'm doing right now. That's right. You should feel comfortable. You're in a referendum right now. You're on a referendum of whether I, Tom Selleck, am an honorable man. And let me ask you, you're gonna look me in the eye to wandering eye, Tom Selleck, and you're gonna tell me I'm trying to take money out of the pockets of America's seniors? An old lady walks by behind him. He can't help himself. He's like, give me your purse, bitch.
We as women, then we get order guilt. So we all order itty bitty little salads, right? And then we all just we all have to pretend. No, it's exactly what I wanted. I can hardly finish it. I'm so full on friendship. And then we go home. We have closet pasta.
So it's great. What can I say, man? I'm a relic. You know, I drink milk. I still drink milk. You know? And people judge me for it, but I'm from the generation where milk was healthy. You know? Milk, it does the body good. Pass it on. How's that go? Build your bones so you can grow. Milk's got calcium, don't you know? It does. Yeah, that shit never leaves you. And I know that there's vegans here, and I'm very supportive of vegans. I'm not one of these people who's critical of a vegan lifestyle. I think it's great. I think it's actually quite noble, but I sing that and it never left my head, and vegans go, oh, well, that was Dairy Council propaganda. That was milk propaganda that they fed to you, and milk is not healthy. So much so that now people actually think that milk is unhealthy, and when I go for a latte in the Lower East Side and I say, can I have a latte? They say, oh, what type of milk would you like? And I'm like, really? I have to say what type of milk when I just want regular milk? It literally says dairy alternatives on your screen, but I don't want the alternative, so I thought you would just assume that I want regular milk. Unless I didn't want regular milk, then I would tell you what other milk I want. So I say, oh, regular milk. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, am I sure? Am I resetting my iPhone here? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what I want. You know, so then I posted that bit online. I actually posted that bit online I just did before, and the vegans were the aggressive vegans. Not all vegans are aggressive, but there's a militant wing of veganism, and they were hot in my fucking comments, and 50% of them said, we're the only mammals that drink the milk of other mammals. We're the only mammals that still drink milk after we've been weaned. And I'm like, oh, you think that's gonna turn me off milk? You're comparing us to other mammals? There's a lot of other we're the only mammals that do it. You know, like cooking, fire, and Taco Tuesday, and colonoscopies.
My dad was a racing car driver. That's what he wanted to be. That's why his nerves are shot, because he tried to do that. My brother, that's how my brother got into motorsport. My brother, Will, is an IndyCar driver over in America. He actually just won the world championship for IndyCar. How crazy is that? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. He drove so fast in a circle. He won. Like, he had the best circle. I didn't watch, but apparently I went to my uncle who watches all of it. He's like, it was a good one. Like, he had the best circle on the day. You follow IndyCar? Yeah. So he had the best circle of the year. And they gave him the badge or whatever, the trophy. And that's not funny. That's like, man, you're risking your life to get the best circle. Like, I reckon it's impressive. But he's actually the greatest driver in the history of the entire sport, like statistically, you know? Like when you play the PlayStation game, man, he's the dude you select. Yeah, I select him and drive repeatedly into the wall. It's to overcome childhood trauma. But you know, he can die doing his job. You know, I can die as well, but it's an internal. I have died many times on the inside, but he actually dies. And so that makes you, like, Will's very profound, like he's very philosophical. Like he said something really profound to me when he won the World Championship. He said, you know what, bro? Everything I've dreamed of having since I was a kid, I have right now. And he goes, you know what? It doesn't make you any happier. He said, in fact, it can make you sadder because everything we're told in this society that will make you happy doesn't. And when you get it and you realise that, it can make you really depressed. And he looked me right in the eyes as he said this, and I'll never forget it. He goes, you know what success is? Success is being in the moment more often with your friends and family. He said that's success. And he looked me right in the eyes as he said it. And he just started that Ferrari up. And he flicked me a small diamond because he has a pouch of diamonds now from the championship. I don't know if that's part of it. And he flicked me a diamond and took off because I'm not allowed to sit in that particular car. But and he started doing circles, and they were perfect. I was like, it all makes sense, you know, like. But in a lot of ways, I feel sorry for my dad, you know, because like things for the older generation, like things are changing so fast. You know, like my dad posted a Facebook status the other day, and the status was, "How do I log into my Facebook?" That's how confused he is about the world. Like, how do I log into my Facebook? And I'm like, "You're in, dude. Trust me, you're in." But that'll be us. We'll be retiring. There'll be technology we don't understand. You know, like they're already talking about connecting your brain to the internet. That'll be us. We'll forget to put a thought on private. And you'll accidentally send out big dressed as nuns to your whole contacts list. Someone the other day on my Facebook shared a Nike ad, which made me really angry. I hate that shit because like it was like a woke, you know those woke Nike ads? It was like a pregnant African woman, and it was like, Nike, the toughest athletes on the planet. She's like, that's right, everybody. Good job, Nike. It's about time people understood that African women are real and they get pregnant, okay? But I hate that because Nike is like the worst corporation. Like they've just got accused of slave labour. Like they just use wokeness to hide the evil they're doing. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just know they would have had a boardroom meeting where they're like, look, guys, we've been accused of slave labour again. We need to ramp up the wokeness. Suggestions, what do you got? Okay, what about this? An ad, it's Serena Williams playing tennis with two white women. And it's like, Nike, dream crazy. It's like, I think we could be a little more woke than that. Okay, Usain Bolt holding hands with 4 Asian men as they run through a refugee camp. Nike, dreams take struggle. Good, Richard, but I don't think you understand. We need to distract from slavery here. We need way more wokeness than that. Okay, a lesbian Muslim playing soccer with a disabled Jew. Nike, dreams unite. Better, Richard. Now you're on it. I can see you're on it. More, though. I know you've got more. Okay, A non-binary Asian trans woman runs through a stadium of disabled Arabic men. When they cross the line, boom, close up on a midget. Brilliant, Richard, you've done it again. Brilliant. That's a little bit offensive, though. It's not midget, it's little people. Excuse me. We've been trying to get them into basketball for years. I wish they did good but had ads. Wouldn't it be better if it was the other way around? Like people actually did actions and then said the opposite? I would rather that, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like their ads are but they're doing amazing things, paying their workers crazy but their ads are like Michael Jordan walks out, he's like, you'll never be me. Look at you, you fat sitting on the couch, you're drinking custard, you think you're going to put on my shoes and slam dunk, you're nothing. Nike, don't dream.
I've got to be a better person for my children. I can't let them see who I really am. Look away, children. Don't look at Mama in the eye. Look away.
The only way I know how to parent my children is to lie to them. We all lie to our children. Every parent lies to our children, particularly when they're young. There's three fundamental lies that we say to our kids, yeah? Number one, Father Christmas. Apparently he's a thing. Yeah, we've all agreed that, not just in this country, it seems to be international. We've all agreed that Father Christmas is a thing. I say to my kids, now listen, don't you talk to strangers, especially any strange men, right? But Christmas night, some big fat fella will be popping into your bedroom to drop off some presents, okay? I know it's a mixed message, but don't worry about it. Number two, the tooth fairy. My kids are not freaked out by this at all. They have accepted this. We have told them that some tiny little... What is it? Some tiny little thing is going to be buzzing around at night. It's going to nick their teeth and leave some money under the pillow, and they're like, Mama, I can't wait. Surely that's the stuff of nightmares, isn't it? Can you imagine going to sleep at night knowing that was going to happen? You wouldn't be able to sleep, you'd be like that. Where is it? Is it? Number three, the biggest lie of all that we say to our children, and that is, everything's gonna be all right. We have to say that. We have to say that to our kids for when we are confronted by questions from our children. Questions, right? Questions like this. Mama, I've got a question for you, Mama. Mama. Whatever the fuck it is, could you just get on with it, mate? Because this is really painful, okay? So just let me know what it is, okay? Mama, does global warming mean that we're all gonna die? Oh my goodness, oh my darling boy. Okay, now listen. Two things, okay? First, what are we going to do about that speech impediment? We'll circle back to that. And second, now listen. Of course it doesn't mean that we're all going to die. Okay, darling? It doesn't mean that. All it means is that the planet's got a bad tum-tum. The planet not feeling very well. But if we all do our bit, you know what? We can make the planet feel better. Oh, Mama, I want to make the planet feel better, so I'm going to take my paper straw
And I'm going to put it in the recycling. Oh, darling. You do that. You do that. Because it's going to make all difference. Because the planet's on fire, okay? You can't say that to your kids. You gotta offer them some hope, some optimism, even though you know in 20 years' time they're gonna get sunburnt in January holidaying in Dundee. You can't say that to them. And this is the kind of stuff that keeps me awake at night, that gives me anxiety, which means I can't sleep, thinking about my children's future. What is the legacy of my generation? It feels like it's Armageddon. Yeah? Which is why I made a decision in this particular show that I am not going to moan about my children in this show. No, I'm not going to do it. They've got enough to worry about. They've got enough to worry about without having their mum moaning about them on stage, okay? And the other reason I'm not going to moan about my kids is because what I've realised as a stand-up comedian is that when I moan about my kids, people don't like it. I'll tell you the people that really don't like it are the people that don't have kids. They ain't got the patience for it. They're like, oh, right, sorry, are you going to be moaning about your children again? Right, well, do you know what? If you didn't want them, you shouldn't have had them, right? But now you've got them, you're going to moan about them. I don't think so. Look at me. See me. I chose not to have children. I'm child-free and I made the right decision. But now that you've got them, you're going to moan about them. I don't think so. Do you know that we're on the brink of an environmental catastrophe? Have you even thought about your carbon footprint? You haven't thought about your carbon footprint, but now you're going to go on stage and moan about your children. I don't think so, sweetheart. Because if you didn't want them, you shouldn't have had them. And it's not like I can even turn to these people and go, well, actually, they were an accident. They were very, very expensive. Even 2 for 1, they weren't.
But no, she said yes. We had a wedding. It was great. Thank you. I will tell her you clapped. She planned most of it. I helped, all right? I helped with the registry, which is harder than you think. Putting together a wedding registry is tough, right? You gotta be careful about what you put on your wedding registry. Can't put anything too expensive on there, or your friends will be like, who did they think they are? And you also can't put anything too cheap on there, because you are definitely getting that for sure. Especially if you are friends with comedians, I found out. We got one dishcloth from a couple, do you understand? They pooled their resources to send us a single dishcloth, which I did not scan any single dishcloths. I scanned a 3-pack. They somehow found a way to get one out of there and have it mailed to us with their regards. And my wife, very traditional, she's like, you need to send them a thank you card. I was like, I think the stationery for the thank you card is gonna cost more than this dishcloth. I'm gonna write it on the dishcloth. Get me a Sharpie, that's what I'm gonna do. She was like, you have to do it. So I'd be like, fine. Dear Darcy and Jeremy, thank you so much for sending us one dishcloth. We sure hope it comes up in rotation when you are at our home. Oh, should the fates align in such a way, what a day that will be. And then, of course, there are people that reject the idea of a registry altogether, right? Even if you send one out, they will not pay attention to it. Usually, this person is your aunt. I don't know why. Everybody has one aunt that looks at a wedding registry and goes, oh, you have a registry? Yeah, I'm just gonna buy you a plate that is too big for any cupboard on earth. Yes, I would like one of your kitchen cabinets to remain slightly ajar for the rest of your lives. Blessings and prosperity upon you. We did get one off-registry gift, though, that we loved. We thought this was a very clever idea. We like wine, so a friend of ours put together for us a box of 3 nice bottles of wine and then labeled them for upcoming life events. So like the first bottle was first New Year's, second bottle, first anniversary, and then the third bottle was first fight. Pretty good, right? Pretty cute. The only issue I had was that the first fight wine was a white, which means that it has to be chilled. So this means during the fight. I gotta be like, is this the fight? Because I gotta put the wine in the fridge. I don't know, feels like you're ramping up. You got another 20 minutes in you, or what do you think? We don't want to drink hot fight wine. But no, we get along very well. I am extremely lucky. Of course, my wife, she's a fantastic cook too, which is a huge bonus for me. I don't know how to cook. I never learned. I should have. My mom tried to teach me growing up. I was arrogant about it. I was like, I don't need to learn this now. I know where the grocery store is. I'll figure it out when I'm an adult. And then I tried to do that and realized that is impossible because if you don't know how to cook, you also don't know how to shop because foods are not together in the grocery store. The grocery store is a place where someone has disassembled foods and hid the pieces all over a building. I gotta wander around a warehouse trying to reverse engineer tacos from memory. So like I could cook, but it would just be worse. And that's no good for anybody because groceries cost the same regardless of your skill level. I found that out as well. I can't cut a deal with the butcher. Like, listen, I'm gonna ruin these steaks, I promise. We're talking brown all the way through. I don't know how to make them pink in the middle. I've never seen it. Anybody could knock a couple of bucks off? But no, there's no such thing as training steaks. So my wife cooks, and in exchange, I do the dishes. I'm told this is a very common arrangement with successful couples, right? Cook people love bringing it up. If you're not gonna cook, you gotta do the dishes. That's fair, that's even, that's the trade. And while I am willing to do the dishes, I do not agree that this is an even trade. Now, I know there are dish people in this room right now that are hesitant to get on board with me because you are sitting with the cook person in your life. And that is fine. Stare straight ahead quietly. I'll say what needs to be said. Dishes sucks, all right, cooks? Sucks the whole time. It's not satisfying or fulfilling. There's no fun new dish recipes that we get to try. And it's even worse doing the dishes for someone who is cooking and knows that they will not be doing the dishes. Because this causes them to use every possible dish. I'll just put this mustard into a little bowl and then I'll put it in the pan. Just take it out of the jar and put it in the pan. For God's sake, run the spoon under some water for 3 seconds. Instead of just gluing it to the countertop. There you go, it lives there now. Get that off in the morning with a butter knife. Dishes is awful, right? It's what they threaten you with at a restaurant if you can't pay your bill. They don't mention the police. They're like, you're gonna have to do dishes, the worst thing in the world. Cooking's not even close. People love cooking, right? They devote their lives to it. There's entire TV shows where they watch other people do it. Every single one of those shows, they put a camera in their face. What are you gonna do if you win the cooking cook contest? And they all go, I'm gonna buy a restaurant so I can cook all the time. I love cooking. There is not one show devoted to dishes. We don't get a show. There's no show called Scrubbed. I'm like, all right, under this cloth, there's a bunch of dirty dishes. You can use any kind of sponge you want. Everybody ready? It's all cast iron pans.
I didn't even know what anxiety was at first. Like, I thought I just had the what ifs. Like the what if questions that creep into your mind and play tricks on you. Like, oh, what if she didn't text me back because she's mad at me? What if everybody I love dies? What if Starbucks runs out of cold brew? The what ifs, all day long what ifs. And I've been like that since I was a kid. Like every day, my mom would drop me off at school and I would cry because I thought she was gonna die. Yeah, I was real sad. She'd be like, bye, have fun. I'd be like, bye, don't die, okay? And sad, my teachers had to send me to therapy. They told the therapist, they're like, okay, listen, her mom is a trigger. We think she might be beating her. I was like, what? No, how stupid. My mom's not beating me. That's my dad. That's not why I'm crying. I just didn't want her to die. Even now as an adult, if I'm driving down the highway and I see a car accident, I immediately pray for that person. Whoever's in the accident, I pray for them. And then I pray for my husband. I say, Jesus, please don't let my husband get in an accident. Please don't let my mom get in an accident. Please don't let my sister get in an accident. And then I feel guilty if I then don't name every single person that I know. So by the time I get to wherever I'm going, I'm like 15 minutes late because I had to sit in my car and finish my prayer. And then I feel bad because I left my husband's family all vulnerable, didn't even pray for them. Just skip right over, prayed for my dog. Yes, I did. Plead the blood. Hallelujah. Shabbat. Oh, y'all don't pray for your dogs? Oh, well, I hope they don't die then. The what ifs, they creep into my mind. Like, every day, my husband goes to the gym. And every day, I say the same thing. Bye! Have a good workout! Don't die, okay? And then I run to the window, and I watch him drive away. Like I'm a dog. That's when my husband actually leaves the house. But this is how bad it gets. Sometimes, even if we are both at home, and I just haven't seen him in a while, the what ifs creep in my head. I start asking myself questions. Why haven't I seen him in a while? Maybe he slipped in the bathroom. Maybe he hurt himself in the garage with his tools. No, he don't have any tools. This is how it works. If we're both home at the same time and I haven't seen my husband in a while, he gets 3 babes before I freak out. Babe! Babe! Babe? 3 babes. If he's out and about, enjoying his life, and I text him, he has 3 minutes to reply. If I text my husband and he hasn't replied in 3 minutes, I've already imagined his death, his funeral, the outfit I wear to the funeral, the guy that I date afterwards that never measures up to him. If he's out and about, enjoying his life, I stalk him on social media. I do. I mean, technically it's not stalking because we're married. I just care as much as a stalker would. I mean, before we met, did I look him up on Facebook and was very careful to not like any of his photos from 2009? Sure. Then did I Google him and find out everything about him, realize we're perfect for each other and soulmates? Yeah. But that's not stalking, you guys. That's called dating. That's how dating works. I mean, maybe some of you are like, I don't know, it sounds like stalking to me. Well, then maybe you're right. Maybe I am a stalker. But it doesn't matter. Because as soon as he put a ring on it, I graduated from stalker to wifey. Summa cum laude, suckers! Heyo! I still do it. Like, he'll be out and about. I'll check his Instagram, see if he's posted anything yet. If he hasn't, I'm like, dang it, where is he? And that's usually when I check my Friend Finder app. Do you guys know that app? Find My Friends. Okay, for those of you that don't know, I'm about to change your life. And for those of you that do know, but your partner doesn't, about to change yours too. Find My Friends is an app that allows you to share your location with someone so they always know where you're at. So I shared my husband's location with me. So I always know. Sometimes he'll come home. I'll be like, what'd you get at the grocery store? How'd you know I was at the grocery store? You told me. You don't remember? Losing your mind. Let me give you guys a little warning, though, okay? Before you go downloading the app, having all kinds of fun. Sometimes, Find My Friends is not 100% accurate. It may lead you to conclusions. I'll tell you a little story. There was this one night. It was raining. Not really, but for theatrical effect. My husband went to the movies with some friends. He was gonna be home around 11 o'clock. Well, I fell asleep. I wake up in the middle of the night. It's 2 a.m. I look over and my husband is not next to me. My first thought, oh my God, he died. It wasn't like, ooh, he's out there cheating, because that would mean, oh my God, he died. It's 2 a.m. I wake up. My husband's not next to me. I start to freak out. The what ifs, they start to roll. I pick up my phone and I call him. He doesn't answer. I text him. He doesn't reply. I check his Instagram. He didn't post anything. And then I get stuck scrolling for about 35 minutes. Went down a few rabbit holes that night. Learned a couple of good recipes. Recipes I'm never gonna try. But they make it look so easy. That's how you make Dutch apple pie cake Pop-Tart leftover bites? 12 cheese macaroni. Well, I didn't even know there was 12 cheeses. Let's see, you got cheddar, Gouda, string, whiz, queso fresco. I'm gonna have to Google the rest. And then I remember, oh my God, he died. And that is when I check my Friend Finder app. And it shows his location stopped in the middle of the freeway by our house. I thought he was in an accident. I said, oh no, I gotta go to that location. I gotta go there right now, but I gotta brush my teeth first. This is why I had to brush my teeth first, you guys. Because if I get to that location and there are first responders there, if they have to give me bad news, my response would be something like, breath. They don't deserve that. So I start brushing my teeth, and I'm thinking all the thoughts. I knew it. It was too good to be true. I should have prayed for him that one time. I finish brushing my teeth, and I start walking downstairs, practicing my solemn thank you. Do you guys know the solemn thank you? It's very similar to the solemn I'm sorry you say at a funeral. When you're at a funeral and you want to give your condolences to someone, you say, I'm sorry, in a whisper tone like that. And that communicates to them, I'm sorry for your loss. Because if you say it at regular volume, I'm sorry. Well, that communicates, I had something to do with this. So I'm walking downstairs, practicing my solemn thank you. I get downstairs, I get to the kitchen, I grab a glass of water. He used to love water. I start walking to the living room, his favorite spot, the couch, where he would watch movies and pretend like he didn't fall asleep. I get to the couch and I'm standing there ready to mourn my husband. You could see there's a couple of pillows thrown about. There's a blanket falling off to the side. I go and I turn the light on so I could get a better look. And there he is, asleep on a couch. Find my friends lied to me. It told me my husband was dead. I already downloaded a dating app on my phone.